Hello everybody, welcome back to Peachy Disc Golf. Today I have a fun little 9-hole challenge for you. I traveled to Kansas City for work and it looks like there are a lot of great fun looking courses up here. So I am here at Rosedale Park. I'm playing the up top course today. I think it's a fairly open course. We'll see. I heard it's a pretty fun course, and for today's challenge I am only going to be using these discs here. These are all discs from the Latitude 64 Royal line. This Royal Grand plastic is some of my favorite plastic that I've ever held. It's got like a nice grip to it, and there's no flashing on the sides or on the rim, and it just feels fantastic. I love holding this plastic. So I pretty much have, I think, every disc in the line as of right now, except for one of the putters. So let's go through the lineup. So I'm going to be putting today with this. This is the Royal Sense Hope. So it's a 2301, just a standard putter. So the Hope is the baseline plastic, but it still has very little flashing here on the sides, not much on the bottom of the rim as well. For the mid-range, we're going to be using the Royal Trust. I think this is 5502, something like that. So just a nice workhorse mid-range. Then the only fairway driver that I have here is going to be the Royal Glory, again this grand plastic. All of the rest of the discs that I have are in grand plastic, but this is a like 7502, somewhere around there, similar to a T-Bird, maybe a little more overstable, might even be a 3. I'm not sure what the how overstable this is, but I've used this a good bit and I really like using that. Then we're moving on to one of my favorite discs in my bag right now. That's going to be the Orbit Grace. I love this Grace with the Kristen Tatar stamp, not the World Champion stamp. I got this a little bit before she won the World Championship, but for a while I was using a Zenith in this slot, but I really, again, just love this plastic. But this is an 11-speed driver, and then one of the newer additions is actually going to be this older Kristen Tatar stamped Grace. This one I'm expecting to be a little bit more understable. It's a little flatter than my Orbit Grace, so I don't think it's supposed to be as beefy. We'll see though. I'm really excited to give this one a test. And then the last disc, the one I will be throwing the least, is going to be the Rive. This is a 13-speed, 3.5 fade. Definitely don't have the arm speed for it, but again, I just love this plastic. So I figured I'd pick it up, and I'm sure we'll give it a toss here. So why don't we go ahead and hit the course and see how we play. Alright, so I didn't mention it in the intro, but as we've been doing lately, I'm going to be using the GoPro here, putting it on my head. Let's go ahead and do that now. Alright, so hole 1 here, there's actually, for the park, it looks like there's 2 baskets. You can see hole 1 is this white basket here, and I think there's a second hole a little bit further to the left. According to UDisc, we're looking at about 300 feet here for a wide open shot. So I wanted to give this one a test, the like older Kristen Tatar Royal Grace here. Let's see if it's a little more understable than the Orbit one that I have. A little soft of a throw, but we'll see how it compares. I really wanted to test out both that and the Orbit Grace back to back, but unfortunately there's a lot of people out here, so I couldn't really do that. But not too long of an approach here. Let's see what pretty obstructed though, unfortunately, with this tree. So I think I'm just going to use the Trust, get a little forehand. Too overstable for that. I didn't put enough anhyzer on it. Alrighty, little breezy putt to start things off. Headwind putt almost too, using the Hope. So this is a little deeper than the Nomads that I putt with, so it's a little weird feeling. Dang it. Yeah, I think putting with these Hopes is going to be a little tricky because just not used to it. It feels, I don't know, it feels chunkier than the Nomad on the rim. And it feels heavier because of that. I don't know. It's not actually heavier, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes throughout the day. This plastic feels nice though, for a putter plastic. All right, so hole 2, another open shot. Trees here on the right. We're playing to the white basket here. Udisk has it at 329 feet. So a long par 3. I'm gonna try the Kristen Tatar Grace again. Try to put a little more on it. That last throw for the first shot was very, very weak, it felt like. That's a better throw, but man, that's still pretty stable. Real quick, let's give it a comparison to that Orbit Grace that I have. Now, I have had this for a little bit longer, so it still doesn't have too many chunks knocked out of it or anything, though. Wow, that flies nice. All right, so my first throw ended here, and my second one, I don't see it, but it should be somewhere over here. It was a little bit further. I put a little anhyzer on it to give it a little flex. So do a little approach here with the Hope. Oh, what a bad throw. Should make that putt though. All right, should be able to make this for par. Oh my God. Oh, not off to a great start. This putting is definitely a challenge with the new putter. So hole 3 here is 200 feet. Basket's just right here off to the left, not too far. Just gonna go with the trust, hanging out to the right and let it fade. Let's see how it goes. A little long of the basket, but pretty good throw. That drive was money. I was a little worried at first because the disc was just sort of going straight and I didn't think it was going to fade, but then right at the end, a pretty heavy fade. So there's no way I missed this one, right guys? Hope again. Let's hope I make this birdie. We've done it, guys. Yeah, this is a pretty nice park. Every hole has a veteran basket for the short baskets and then one of these older DGA baskets, I think. I have no clue actually who makes these baskets, but yeah, a short and long pin, and course seems pretty nice. It's definitely popular. There are a lot of people playing today. So ooh, hole 4 is a very pretty looking hole here in the fall. We're looking at 253 feet to the white basket here. So we want to stay inside this little more narrow tunnel. I don't know if I can reach that with the mid-range. There's a bit of a headwind, so I'm going to try the Glory out here and hope it just sort of fights the wind and doesn't fade too hard at the end. And we'll see. Fading. Oh, a little off to the left. That was an awkward throw, but I thought I was going to get tangled up in these trees on the right. But I threw it a little high, a little off to the right, but overall I think it ended up pretty good. We'll see if we're in the circle. It looks like we are just inside the circle. This tree is going to be a little bit in the way. Gonna have to straddle. Lengthy putt, but it'd be nice to get one though to get back to even. Got to straddle out. Headwind putt again. Oh my. I definitely juiced that putt, but the wind just really caused it to fade. All right, another very pretty hole here. Hole 5 is about 277 feet straight ahead. Obviously you got a little danger on the left and right here. It'd be great if I had something a little more understable. I would like to have thrown maybe my Insanity here, but unfortunately all of the discs in the Royal line right now are overstable, so I'm going to try this, the Kristen Tatar Grace. I'm going to try to put a little Annie on it and hope it doesn't fade too hard at the end. Got a left to right breeze. Fought out really early. Dang. Out in the field though, so it should be an easy approach for par, but we'll see. Technically I have a putt look here. not gonna make it though. So it'd be more of an approach. And that's an easy tap-in. All right, so hole 6 here, you can see past this tree, but from the tee pad, it's well off to the right. So from here you can see we're gonna go down the fairway off to the right. It's about 203 feet though, so not too long of a hole. We'll try the Glory on a forehand. I'm terrible at forehands though, so this will probably not end well. Too low. All right, so the basket is straight ahead here. I think the best play is to actually go to this right gap and then let it fade. So I don't have like a good overstable approach disc for that, so I'm gonna use the Trust and just can't throw it too hard. Throw it on hyzer as well. Oh, too low. Oh my, so much skippage. I was pretty lucky to get all that extra distance. That was a pretty bad throw. Headwind putt again. All right, so hole 7 here, we have a pretty wide open shot. You can probably just barely see the top of the flag where the basket is. UDisc has this as 252 feet, but I just don't see that. It feels a lot longer. On the sign, it looks like there's a pin position up by the trees that says it's 361. I don't know if it's 300. I have no clue, honestly. My depth perception is terrible, but we have a wide open shot. I'm gonna go with the Rive finally. We'll give this beast a try. 13 speed, 3.5 fade, pretty beefy monster. We're gonna throw it off to the right here, let it fade. We got a tailwind now, so that's nice. So here we go, let's see how it goes. Really high, a lot of fade, but looks like it went right in front of the basket, so I'm not sure how much distance we have left or if it rolled, but we'll see. I don't know, this was a fairly short walk, so maybe it is only like 252 to the basket. You can see the Rive, it was a decent throw. Got a bit of a death putt coming up here though, right on the edge of the woods with a steep slope behind it. It's going to be especially challenging using a new putter. So, oh, nice birdie finally. All right, so hole 8 here. UDisc has us 283 feet. It feels similar to the last hole actually, so I don't know where they're getting some of these distances from. It looks like on the sign here that there's some like dirt and bare ground behind the basket here. They actually can make a nice little island hole. That would be pretty interesting to try. So we have just a nice open shot here. Obviously the tricky part is going to be the brush on the right, so I would again wish I had something understable here or a forehand that was good. Either of those would have been great, but we're going to try the old KT Grace here and try to put a little anhyzer on it. We'll see. Got a little turn, but it's starting to fade, and right in those trees over there. So far, I was definitely expecting these this flatter Grace, the blue one, to be a little less overstable than the Orbit Grace, but it seems like they're fairly similar. I do like the hand feel of this one a little bit better. I like flatter discs, but I thought maybe it would replace. I have 2 waves in the bag. I have a Cosmic Neutron that's a little more overstable than my Fission, which is my main wave that I like to throw. But that's definitely not the case. All right, so got to get in the tree here a little bit, put a mini down. Let's see if I can do something here. All right, very uncomfortable. This one I can't really make a putt from. Unfortunately, I don't really have a good arm swing. You can see this tree sort of in the way. Good line. Yeah, I'll be interested. I got, finally, Dynamic Discs had a restock of some stock Graces. So I got some of those in pink we'll give those a try and see. But yeah, as of right now, that Blue Grace doesn't really have a place in the bag right now. All right, so last hole of the challenge here, hole 9. You can come around here. You can see that this basket is another one that's tucked off to the right. You can see just past the bushes here. I think UDisc clocks this in at 253 feet, so not too long of a hole. I just, again, wish I had a forehand. Hello. You want to throw for me? You'll probably do way better. All right, so just because we haven't thrown it that much, we're going to try the trust on a forehand. I don't even know from how much distance I'm going to make with that, but we'll see. Oh no. Oh, just skirted past it. That was a very fortunate throw there. I probably honestly would have gone with the Glory or something a little longer. Or again, if I had my own bag, I'd go with the Virus or something understable. But I just wanted to show off the trust. I didn't feel like I didn't get to throw this as much as I wanted to. A lot of the holes required drivers for me. But all right, got a long putt here for birdie. As long as we're still close, it's all good. It should end even on the day. But we don't think that way. We only want to make these. Oh, so close. All right, well, that was a fun little challenge here at a pretty nice course out here in Kansas City. It's nice and open, fairly beginner friendly, I would say, as well. I did feel a little restricted with some of my disc choices, since a lot of them are really overstable. There were a couple of shots where I really wish I had something a little more understable. So once Latitude releases some more understable discs in the Royal line, those will be immediate buys for me. I'm really excited to try some of those out. This Royal Grand plastic especially feels absolutely amazing. It is some of my favorite plastic. A lot of the discs are a little domey. I don't really like domey discs that much. I would definitely prefer flatter discs, which is why I sort of have gravitated to like MVP for most of my drivers and things, but this plastic feels fantastic. So what do I think of the Royal line? Overall, most of the discs are pretty fun. I do actually have a good bit of them in the bag, and they'll stay in the bag. My favorite is definitely this Kristen Tatar Orbit Grace. I love the way it looks. It's a great stamp. I love the way it feels, and most of all, I love the way it flies. It's got a nice straight to overstable flight for me. For 11 speeds, I actually have 3 discs. I have the Wave, which is my most used, especially my Fission Wave, and then I actually have a Cosmic Neutron Wave as well. I don't use that one quite as often, so if I needed to take a disc out, that would probably be one of the first to go. And then I have this as my sort of straighter, more overstable disc, and then I have a Vision Photon as well for a very overstable 11 speed. And this slots nicely between the Fission Wave and the Photon. So this one's definitely my favorite. I really do want to get a little more work in comparison to this stock Grace, because hand feel wise, I do like the way this flatter disc feels. You can sort of see, let's do a comparison here actually. Let's set them down on this bench. I'm not sure how good that comes out on camera, but this disc is definitely a little bit domier than the blue one. As far as other discs that are gonna stay in my bag, I really do like this Glory. It's similar in flight to my Felon actually, that I've really started liking a lot for something really beefy. And it's just a little bit slower of a disc, so if I need something a little less distance, I'll pull this out for something really overstable. I really like that. And I'm excited to continue to try the Trust as well. This is one of the newer discs to my collection. I want to compare this to my Reactor. That's sort of in that straight to overstable, that workhorse sort of mid-range slot. Something a little more overstable than my Hex, but less overstable than my Pyro. So we'll see how this compares. I do like the Reactor a lot, so it's gonna be tough to kick that disc out of the bag, but I'm gonna give this one a try for a good couple more weeks and we'll see if it stays in or not. Obviously, the Rive, not a disc that I need in my bag at all. It's just way too overstable. I can't even throw 12 speeds, so why would I even bother trying to throw a 13? And last but not least, the Hope. It's a fine putter. I do like the plastic a lot, but I don't know what it is. The rim just feels chunky to me compared to my Nomads. I think it's just I'm used to Nomads, and I've really been enjoying putting with those. So I don't think I'm going to be switching putters anytime soon. Yeah, it was interesting to try though. But that's going to be it for this 9-hole challenge here at Rosedale Park. If you enjoyed this video, please give this one a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, we would also greatly appreciate it if you'd consider subscribing to the channel and ring that notification bell so you can be notified when our next episode comes out. And until next time, guys, cheers.